apologize. It is now 10:33. We'll go ahead and get started with our work session.
Are you on?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on.
So we'll go ahead and start with the admin budget.
Before I actually get into the admin budget, I wanted to mention a few words about the projected revenue for next year. After last week's meeting, and also then having most of October in, I went and relooked at some things and what the trends were and how we were doing, and I was able to free up a few extra dollars, I think, to put in there. It was around $100,000 or so that I'll project higher than what I originally did. Most of that.
Yeah, we're just going with 14,192 and 14,970. So about 800. That's what I was going to ask you, is kind of where, where you found.
I can break it all down if you want. If you have any details.
Please. And when you're talking $800,000, not numbers.
County turn back. State turn back. Went up about 12,000. Oh, I'm sorry, that was compared to last year. Sorry.
Okay, so 86,000 was what? The county?
He's doing comparative to
Oh.
last year.
I was comparing that to budget 2025. I need to compare it to last week to this week. So it was 1.25, and I moved it to 1.286. The state turnbacks from 150,000 to 157,000. The franchise taxes are left the same. County sales tax from 3.275 to 3.35. The city sales tax from 6.75 to 6.85. I actually reduced court transfers from 850 to 720. And the biggest chunk is a 699.025, is $690,000 being transferred in from high reserves because they wanted to put the, what they call it, training facility. So about $690,000 was for that, from that. It's not an increase in revenue necessarily, but it affects the budget as far as money coming in. Correct.
So Jay, I'm just looking at this, yeah, 36,000, 7,000, 75,000, 100,000, that you're expecting to come back higher in our turnbacks and our taxes. But when you look at year over year, you're doing a significant jump. Where do you come up with that number? Or is it just a, hey, there's a good number? I'm just trying to figure out where you came up with that number, how you get to that point.
Analysis is the
Well,
biggest way to do it. But if you look in the detail, that's not in front of you, but it's in your monthly city council packet. If you look at March of last year, March of this year, there was a significant increase collected for city sales taxes, like an extra $600,000 to $700,000. The state won't tell us where that came from or what it was for, or if we're gonna get hit with rebate.
But we also didn't, we can look at previous years and that it didn't happen, so we don't know if it was a fluke.
You're correct. We don't know.
Right.
We don't know if it's a fluke. We don't know if it's going to stay that way. We don't know. We don't know. But if it goes up that much in 1 month, $600,000 on average more than it's been running, and it runs, $5, $6, maybe $700,000 a month for city sales tax. Now all of a sudden it's $1.2 million 1 month. Something happened. Did J.B. Hunt buy a whole bunch of new computers? I don't know.
Right.
We don't know. Nor do we know if there's going to be a rebate or a refund given on that. And when it's going to hit us, they've got 12 months for that to happen. Since that was March of this year, that could happen through February of next year still.
I'm
Don't
still,
know if that's going to happen.
I'm still saying, I'm looking at these numbers and that exponential jump.
Yeah, if I look through here, I'm just gonna top that, unfortunately, I have a hand key this, so I can't go every one, but let's take the first line, county turnbacks. So we were $1.2 million last year, new budget is 1.286 this year. So 7% increase. I'm okay this year, I think we're good here. Looks like year-to-date through the end of October 31st, we're up 25%. So we're saying, okay, so next year we'll be up 7, we're up 25% year-to-date. I'm fine there. I gotta go down through a couple of these. The next one, we're up year-to-date 10%, the budget's up 8, that's on state turnbacks. Franchise taxes up 24, year-to-date up 11, good there. So you kind of see where I'm going. When we get down and get a little flip here, so if I go down to county sales tax, we're up 12 year-to-date, 12% on the budget. Okay. That one's starting to concern me when we go there. Like the next one, city sales tax, we're up 14%, the year-to-date we're only up 10. So when I get into those, I get a little, get a little concerned. And again, that's as far as I've got because I have to hand key these in here to compare them. I kind of want to, I'll probably do some of the bigger ones just to see where we're at. So that, like on that one, the city one's the only one that concerns me here. And I can't speak to business growth, subdivision growth, stuff like that. I know we're growing, I just don't know.
Well, we're growing, but that particular one, city sales tax, the subdivision growth will be the turnback, and the city sales will be, obviously that one.
I just don't know the impact of the new subdivisions, the head count on buying gas, buying groceries, buying, restaurants, and so forth. I don't know what that impact's going to be yet.
Are you proposing that I move that back down to 1.25?
I'll kind of let it, leave it to everyone else to their input. And that one I'm a little concerned about.
Is that the county turnback that you're talking about, Roy?
City sales tax.
The city sales
Yeah,
tax?
the city sales tax, and the county sales tax were the two that I was really concerned about.
Jake, can you answer a question? When I'm looking and I'm kind of throwing you a curveball here, I didn't mean to. On the budget information, on the revenue, there's two different lines on code 452. There's 452.000 and 452.001. One's permits, one's park fee permits. Like one of them, and maybe you guys, one of them had no budget. So permits had a budget of $550,000, which is fine, we've taken in 548 year-to-date. The other one on the 452.001 had park fees permits of zero budget that we've taken in showing $740,649.
You are looking at some, at the RME, is that what you're looking at?
I'm looking at the year Yeah, no, it's not,
I've
that's
got a
what,
copy of your,
I just didn't know if anybody knows top of the hand.
That's permit fees collected by Karen. Those are restricted to parks and other items.
So that we just not budget it next year, or we don't budget during the year, but we don't really know what.
We don't know what we're gonna, in activities, so,
Could be
it-
5, could be 0.
and it's restricted to those items.
So that's just additional unplanned revenue.
For anything dealing with parks,
And
trails.
that money goes back into, stays in the parks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Jay, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw you that.
no, you're fine.
curveball there.
I just want to confirm, as far as the city sales tax and county sales tax, there's two people that want me to move that back a little bit.
I would hate to inflate what we think we're gonna get. Like I said, go back to that,
Last week's,
I'm sorry?
last week's number?
Yeah. I know we had that, what was it, April surprise of extra sales tax, but, so I see it as a trend, I take to bank on it.
Jay, I had a question on the court transfers, from last week's. You reduced it considerably.
I did. I was led to believe that was going to be a little bit higher than what I changed it to this week. But after going back and looking, I'm much more comfortable with the 700.
With the
or
700?
720 with the 8.
That number will probably be decreased. Under the new state law, that money has to go into a specialized account that will be restricted
Yeah, 'cause it looks like we're.
after we
flat.
talking to Sarah. So,
Looks like we're flat here today.
Yeah.
We're the end of October. We're up 552 to the end of October, so. I think we're that up there, probably. Good up early.
Did that answer your question? What would you like it? to be?
No, that's fine. I know you mentioned the fire reserve. So, from the way this is formatted, from last week to this week, I do not have a total at the bottom.
Yes,
Do you have
absolutely.
that?
To me a few minutes ago. It winds up being the very same number that's on the front of your sheet where it says revenues, the 14,9, that number. That's the number.
14,961.
14,961.
It is.
Yeah, I got it.
Yes, it's that number.
What, this number?
It's that number,
Oh.
yeah. If I could show you here's where the mistake was, right?
Yeah,
That's what caused it from not
Yeah.
pulling.
thank you.
It's not. Any other revenue questions?
So I guess the question before we move on is, let's go ahead and kind of settle on, so how, we know how much we're taking out. So if we talk about city sales tax, right now, we're 10% up for the year. We want to bring that back in a little bit, you mentioned the county and city.
The county and the city both, yes.
Well, moving that back, then I'll have to go back to the drawing board and we'll have to decide.
Well, I guess that's my point, is it's gotta, at some point, we gotta come to a budget here and understanding if we're saying, if we're questioning revenue, then we know, okay, as we go through the budget, if I gotta find $500,000 to cut, I thought that's what we were trying to find.
Here's where most of it went, other than the 690 that was for the fire. The following changes were made, okay, fire and police went from 8,250 to 8,600. We added an IT position. Overtime for fire was increased, travel and training for fire was increased, computer software and capital for information systems was increased, utilities for parks was increased, and amounts for individual events in parks was increased. I don't know if you saw the details when you looked at it, that's where the,
No, I mean, it would have been helpful to have a column in between that, like you had where we were last week and where we were this week.
increases I don't recall even discussing.
Every increase that was made was from notes from myself and others who were at the meetings.
No offense to you guys, but I don't recall it talking about the 200 to 500 difference. I don't recall talking about the $110,000 IT position.
You're correct.
What were the others? I don't recall going from 82.5 to 86. I don't recall
We didn't
that
talk about the
discussion.
number. We did talk about, we want to see that
Yes.
increased.
But the 200 to 500,
No, the first two you said were not discussed.
okay. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything because I didn't see it in my notes.
What constitutes as miscellaneous from administration? Do you, well,
That's the question you asked me earlier.
I didn't know if he would know or not. I showed you, but I was looking at last year's budget, and our numbers are like 30,000, 35,000, 28,000,
2025's budget.
and then
And
now,
we're
It's in there
looking
like
at
that.
He's,
I
oh,
didn't pay that much attention to that because that, this is what was important to me.
1.6.
Because this year, that's about where we were at, 2025. Oh, I take that back, we were nowhere near that. That's why I put $10,000 in there for miscellaneous income. That's what you're referring to.
I'll show you this.
Yeah. I forgot. My mouth's not big enough.
That's 671.
I'm not sure.
Where's it coming there when you're only at $20,000 here? This was what was budgeted? Or that's what we actually spent? These are actuals.
These are actuals. So where that came from, I'm not sure where he got that from. I didn't catch that.
Okay, so we gotta find out what some of the expenses that came out of that account to determine, because that would most likely be projects
my notes.
at
It's
that
either
level.
a project or there's some special something because it's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, so we'll have to look that up. Find out what the expenses are coming out in the previous years.
Did you ask on that?
no, you're fine. I just figured I didn't know if somebody else knew what we were.
Based on the number, it's probably projects, but we'll find out what's been charged out of that.
Okay. Kind of weird me. And then. And then the liability insurance, there's nothing on the budget for that. But I know the 24 budget.
Emily, I can't hear you. Sorry.
The oh, that's very loud. Okay, sorry. The liability insurance, 24 was 37.5, and then I didn't see anything. Like, is that something we need to be planning for? 'Cause there's nothing down there for that.
Are you in
Well, there
general
hasn't been
revenue
an active
still?
for 2 years, so I didn't budget.
Okay, I didn't know. Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about the fire reserves.
that's where they were
Yeah, more from our,
pulling the 690,000 from.
Oh, they just got,
Any sales?
so they just got rid of it.
They said something about the fire station being lost. Clarification, for sure.
I guess there's a question on, this still revenues, under checking interest. I mean, obviously, we had 100,000 budgeted past year, we're at 195 now, obviously.
What happened is I approached the banks and they're giving us, those who did not give us much are giving us more. That's basically what.
Yeah, I'm just trying, I mean, I'm trying just to balance it all, and it's, I mean, if we go back up, here's my recommendation. I mean, I know nobody can see this, I apologize. But the areas I'm looking at, I think we should make changes. First is on the county sales tax. Taking that, so right now, you're budgeting 12% up, year-to-date, we're 12% up. We took that back to 10% up plan for next year, then that takes that to 3,300,000. So you're just losing 50,000 out of that, so not a big change there. Next, on city sales tax, we're 10% up year-to-date. I do probably feel that's gonna go up higher that next year with growth, but I wouldn't budget for it. If we took that to 10% growth next year, that takes the 6,850,000 down to 6,600,000. So that's a $250,000 loss.
Okay, so 6,600,000?
6,600,000 on that one. The other one I have is on permits. Right now, we're running 19% up year-to-date. Mayor, unless you can tell me otherwise, I don't see that probably slowing down into 26. You guys would know better than I would. The only thing I would change there, you're at 9% up on that one. If you went to 15% up, it takes you to 632,500. What's that?
What was the dollar amount?
632,500. And the only other one I have here is a court. Mayor, do you think we should keep that one flat?
No, it'll probably go down, actually, with the new act that actually went into place that Sarah mentioned today.
Down from 650?
It'll go down, and it'll go into a restricted fund that can't.
So how do we best budget? Do we budget?
Well, Karen, we're gonna meet again with Sarah, since all that changes, the dynamics of how court is distributed based upon the state act that was passed in July.
So if we're saying budget, then do we budget
We're gonna-
500, 400? I mean, what's the estimate?
Like 61,000 last month. It runs around 60.
But that money's supposed to go into a restricted account, and that's what we have to clarify, and we'll have to actually put that money back into a restricted fund for court.
So does that pretty much follow whatever the budget is? It follows that pretty much to a T since it's flat for the
It's
year?
whatever, well, in the previous years, we didn't have this new state act in place. So this summer, they passed this new act, and we'll provide you Sarah provided it to us today. So with that, we no longer pay for the judge and his salary, and we get a set amount of money in return. I think it's like 50-50. But, and here's the caveat, the money goes into a restricted status, and it can only be used for certain items that are addressed in that act.
For us, certain things.
For the court. And as you may or may not, the judge controls
Yeah, I remember you said that.
most of all that. So we're going to find out what exactly we will see in the general fund and what we will see in the restricted fund.
So does that really count as revenue or not really?
For all purposes, it typically has not counted because we use it to pretty much pay for court itself.
Okay.
So it typically balances itself.
Okay.
So that's
So-
720,000.
So we should just go back to 650 then, is what we're saying?
We'll get back to you on that, sir, to find out. We kind of got surprised to that.
Do we have to allocate some more
Um,
It was like,
y-
keep the minimum in there.
That was the case until this act, and now the judge has court automation and another fund that are restricted on top of this fund now.
So, okay, so I'm just gonna take that out of my calculations altogether then, since that's kind of a TBD. So,
Roy,
yes,
can I get your county sales tax number you suggested? I didn't write that down.
yeah, and yes, it's 3,300,000. Yeah, apologize, I know it's tough, me.
No,
spouting off numbers
I'm
90
making
miles an hour.
notes, so I wanted to make sure I had that number written down.
So just with those changes right there, we've taken 267,500 out of the budget. So if we're going through this, we've got to keep that in mind, that's what we need to be looking for in there to reduce.
But shouldn't we take out that court then?
Court, I just, it sounds like we just need to, till they get further information, we just leave it alone.
Yeah,
Hey, Roy, what did you say that total?
but I don't want to count that in our revenue.
100,000?
You can't
Or which one?
count that as an increase.
Oh,
We're using it to offset court expenses, so it takes care of itself in the wash.
I mean, the only thing, and I know this is kind of a safety net here, looks like on the interest, there's a code 665, and it's checking interest, capital improvement interest, general funds reserves, interest, interest of reserve market. We had only budgeted 135,000 year to date. We're at 273. Not a great amount, but I know that's, I mean, I wouldn't say changing the budget. The only thing I guess here is, I know we kind of changed that up to 210, which I think you're trying to account for all of that together, per se, okay. So I guess the question is, and can you clarify on general fund reserves, we had budgeted 35,000, which is 165,037. General fund reserves, we've only, I guess, taken in $18.31. What is that line item, do we know?
What was the number on that? It's under
It's a 665,037.
665037, interest on a CD.
I have 0 on this one.
Yeah, 0 on mine.
So no budget.
Zero, yeah, no budget.
26.
Yeah, I don't see anything on that line.
Okay. Okay, sorry. So you want to go to admin?
Yes, sir.
Jay, just a quick question. There was a smaller stack here. Was this significance of this of just kind of the cliff notes?
What that is any areas that do not have information in boxes, there's no information in boxes.
Okay.
Either replace or be separate or whatever, so there's information on boxes.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to admin now? Okay.
Shoulders. All right, if y'all threw all the paper at us to slow us down, you did good.
Yeah, I was trying to add my new notes back in there.
So on admin, the only thing I see right off that is 802, professional services. We went up 55,000.
We also increased, let's see, yeah. So is that Tom's legal fees?
If most of it, that's a big chunk, yes.
This is Harrington Miller Law Firm Legal Services.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for my little, that's where it's, you know, what the original number is on that one.
So we got one hell of an increase, and we still don't get our packets out in time. So,
I think that also covers the prosecuting attorney now as well, where before it did not.
Okay,
So we got another, an
so
additional.
that should
No,
be added to the
it was
notes.
in court, but the judge has decided that he feels it's a conflict, coming out of court and being the prosecuting attorney. So therefore, it became a liability towards city admin for professional services.
Okay, so we're also paying for an attorney, a separate attorney?
We pay for a prosecuting attorney for court dates.
Okay, so that wasn't on the notes.
Well, same law firm.
Okay,
The line item 702, I've got the budget for 24 being different and the budget for 25 being different than what's listed up here.
Yeah,
What-
sorry.
Sorry, my mic wasn't on. I'm so sorry, y'all. Okay, the budget for 24 on line item 702 for the salary payroll.
702,
um,
2025 budget?
Yeah, the 2025 budget was different from what was actually on the budget for last year, so I didn't know if that was maybe a typo. It was 385.
The budget number, or the budget number,
Mm-hmm.
2025 budget.
So I was just wondering, because I saw it went to 504 for the next year. And is that just including the 2 open spots that we have pending?
one is already filled now, but yes, that's one, and the other one's the other.
Okay.
That addresses
Excuse me.
So 702,
the HR one is not filled.
Okay.
wait, I thought it's now filled?
It's not filled.
not.
Not. I thought we.
It is filled. The position is full. We hired someone.
Okay.
It was a replacement, there was somebody here already that had that position in here.
We did have someone in that position, yes.
But it wasn't until, I don't know what month that person was hired, but it was 2025, it wasn't in 2024.
Okay.
So what was, I've got, it was probably hired in spring sometime.
So I wonder,
Mm-hmm.
which one are you looking? I think it's,
Oh, that's the wrong thing. I'm sorry. It's up here. Let me hand that to him.
I'm wondering if you're still, yeah. 385 to 501.
Right, because what we have here isn't even. is recorded.
Hey, Jay, I got a question real quick. It's easier to show you than to try to. So this is just all tallied up, correct?
He's saying that we added 2 positions, the HR.
We went up
HR was already budgeted. The only new position we're asking for is
5K
No,
there,
from
went
the
60K
25
there,
numbers that
but
don't
we're
match.
61.
25 numbers. The 25 numbers have the HR position budgeted. We budgeted that in 2024.
That's all I saw that
But
changed.
From what I'm understanding, she's saying that the number we approved in the 2025
I've
budget,
got the other one right here if you need to look
let
at
me show
it.
you, and the number that is on our workbook here.
It's budget versus actual.
Yes.
You'll see most of the line items show actual.
Compared to
One says
last week,
budgeted.
right. And so, like I said, we got, let's see here, it
So
is,
you're showing 2024, and then you added a position, so whenever this was actually first written, it would have budgeted, and then if any changes were made to it and
Just
approved by
one, page
council, it would
2.
come back as there's an
so it's
actual.
like.
So that's where you'll see
go in,
changes in numbers based upon council.
So we, I mean, we went up such an insignificant, I'm not
Okay.
even looking
Budget versus
up here, because that Holly's right there, correct?
That was budgeted.
That's that, and then.
Yes, well, you also did payroll increases, you did equity
727.
adjustments
It starts this.
that took into
calculation,
effect,
correct?
so those items,
So I'm going
But
same,
budgeted,
same
correct.
increase.
But you also budgeted equity adjustment, and Amber and Maria did equity adjustments, so those would impact those areas and increase
Same.
that line item.
Same,
I
same.
was looking at,
same,
I was looking on 2024 number, and that's like, I'm like,
Uh,
Emily's pointing to it, and I'm looking and still looking
so-
at the wrong one.
So there was $555.
Yes. Gotcha. So,
It's still insignificant, right?
thank you.
ma'am.
But then we go in, 5,000 increase, same, 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 same. There's a 60,000, and we're just going all the way down the page, and then when I get down to the other page, which ends up being, yeah, it was, yeah. So between here, right, so there was a 61,335, but there you go, 60,000 increase, 60,000 increase, that was an increase, and 55,000 increase, so I go,
I see what you're saying.
yeah,
There's an answer somewhere.
yeah, there's a mathematical oopsie somewhere.
Even though we went over what we budgeted for ourselves.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
There's a dip there.
When I sit down, I'll find it.
Was in
Okay.
22, 23, went down to 45.
Mr. Mayor, what we were talking about, to make clarification,
Yeah.
there were a few things in the administration, changes in sections 802, there was a $55,000 increase. There was a $555 increase in 921, a $5,000 increase in 930, and another increase in total operations was 60. But then when we looked at the differences, the difference from between this time and last time was 61,000. 335, and I'm looking at more than that, so it's not exactly adding up, so Jay's gonna look into that and try to help us clarify that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I just for you, looking for room for savings, the one you're just talking about now. So we're budgeting a 30% increase, and year-to-date, we're at an 8% increase. I know we're adding a head, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, that $50,000 is solely for, that's professional, we're talking professional services, so that's.
There's professional services and some increases in salary.
No, I'm just talking about just the one line, the 8.
The one item, 802, the only one is that one position,
I'm
yes.
just questioning, is there any savings in that there? And then the next one is legal publications. Now, you asked about that. I think you were questioning that.
That's required. That's Muni code requirements. If we do anything, we have to actually update code to inform the public.
Ads in the newspapers and do all of that, that's all, everything that goes under there is all required.
So I guess my question is, I understand, so I don't know where, legally we have to keep it, so we're at 12, I mean, we're not talking much money here. We're talking about $12,000, but we've only spent 1,800 year to date, so.
Anytime there's an ordinance, we have a time frame. I think we update quarterly. So they'll show, in Muni code, it'll show in a section that the change has been made but not published to that level so that people can actually see it. It is affect a law at that point, but in code, we update quarterly, so we pay them that fee quarterly since we don't pass a lot of ordinances. If we pass a lot of ordinances, we'll be doing it monthly or every 2 months if that needed, but since we don't, we try to delay that as long as possible.
I was gonna also ask, on the elected part, I thought we were missing money for a minute just because the numbers, we had like a decrease and then an increase. Liz is always gonna fall separately from that now? Cause I know it would be us, planning, and Liz, right?
And myself.
The money adds up. That's not what
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. I
If
couldn't
it shows
find her.
other elected, it'd be,
Okay,
Where are we at?
Liz is separated, but it's city council and planning commission. And the number varies depending upon if Karen cancels that meeting due to lack of agenda items.
okay. Excuse me.
Yeah, lack of quorum.
And then on the other over here, has that always just been the full-time incentive? Is
Yes,
that what
ma'am.
we've been- Okay, cool, thank you. Thank you.
So I know we discussed our HR position, that it is currently an HR generalist. We discussed about wanting to pad some money in there for, in case it became a director position. I'm sorry?
So we're gonna pay a general of $70,000?
We'll be 5 of 5 when it comes to generalists in other cities. So yes, we're paying very low for that position.
Actually, statistically, what's under 60,000 for that position.
I'm going off of what other cities are paying. So, especially with her experience.
Let me just throw this out in general, just in general. The last person was at 80. And that's all I'll say about that.
We also don't need to comment about that either,
Yeah.
because it's on record,
That's why I'm not thinking more than that.
so.
Your mic's not on. Is your mic on? You turned it on?
No?
Might want to push a little red button.
That's where I'm having a hard time hearing you.
My voice carries, so I didn't even realize.
I just know that we've gone back between generalist, manager, director. We keep flip-flopping back and forth.
Person straight out at a leadership position until they prove themselves.
So when you're potentially going to 80, is that gonna go from a generalist to a manager, or is that?
Probably. I don't see that being a director for that.
I guess my only commentary, only as I look through here, and there's no sense to go through every one of these things here. But as I look through year-to-date, where we're overspent budget last year, and look at some of them compared to where we're upping, like, this is small, we're talking, when I look at supplies and admin, we're budgeted 7,000, we're already at just over 8,000, and yet we budgeted 7,500 for next year. So I guess there's and there's multiple of these, I'm not going through every one of them, but same thing on maintenance of building, we budgeted 25, there's 30, so we're 5,000, overspent year-to-date, and I think we're
I think I
budgeting
put 30 in there.
30 for next year. So there's things like that, that's in your, I think you need to go through and just say, hey, does this make sense? Are we setting ourselves up? And again, we're not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, it will add up the more of these we have, but that's what I would put back on you, just go back and just make sure, compare like we're doing here, and that we've accounted for enough.
Yeah, that's something I was saying, because I know in '24 it was budgeted for 7,000 and we did 7,500, and then we're keeping the budget the same for 7,500. So, just trying to cover, to make sure you're not I don't know. The comm and telephone, the 855, because I know that's popping up in like every department. I know y'all said last week that was for internet and cell phones, is that right?
Yes, ma'am?
You
Okay.
can answer that question if that's yes.
And I know some departments, I think, unless I overlooked it, because this, I know on here specifically, it's always been less than like 2,000 and now it's 56. What was I couldn't remember what all you
What
said.
number you talking about? What?
Oh, sorry, 855, the
855?
comm and telephone.
Oh, okay.
But I know that's pretty much the number that's popped up in all of the departments for the most part.
I've got, yeah, Cox Internet and phone on that bill.
Okay.
So I guess overall, if I would look at, so your budget, if I'm correct,
We do have, and I might know the answer to this, but on 932, maintenance equipment, on last week's budget, so the binder budget has 2025 budget of 1,000, and the proposed for 2026 is 1,000. But on this current one that you now gave us, it has maintenance at 17,511.
932?
932.
She's right, I see what she's asking.
So, did we realize that we didn't put $16,511 in here?
No, ma'am, that'd be the fire alarm that needs to be fixed. Was added into it.
Okay.
It's in the notes under 932 maintenance equipment.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry, I didn't see I didn't add that note sheet in here. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am?
Any other admin questions?
None.
Okay.
Oh, the reduction in the unemployment stuff, is that, because it was like 1680?
It's based on where we were.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
I was worried it might be too small compared to what we had.
I think
Okay.
we're good. I'm comfortable with those now, as opposed to last week.
So, just as a housekeeping, okay,
Yep.
under other,
Which other?
It's 1,650,000.
2025.
Was that the question that Emily was
That was,
asking?
it's the credit card fees and capital improvement program. So, just as housekeeping, you don't have any notes on the new pages, but on the budget, last week's budget, it does have those notes in there, which is very helpful because we know exactly what it's for.
So that answers Mrs. Reach's question. Is kept for capital improvements based on the notes. Thank you.
You said it was credit card fees?
Yeah, on this one that was in the binder, it says 650 credit card fees and then $1 million in capital improvement program.
Okay.
So it's just a housekeeping to have the notes.
I have the same note.
So Jay, can you just clarify then to me for admin, all in, what, just because confirm your total budget for 2026 you're seeing.
The total?
Mhm.
The new total. Okay, so HR, 748,223, O&M, 583,055, capital, 1.6, for total of 2,958,243.
Okay, thank you. So right now, I'm trying to get a handle on where we are year over year. Because really the 3,273,583 is not, it's a deceiving number just because of that $1 million in other. Correct?
You want to compare HR to HR, O&M to O&M?
I'm just trying to wrap my mind around where, what we're truly, the year-over-year budget increase, because obviously we didn't.
When I sit down, I'll write that down as a note.
That's okay, I'm fine.
No, get you the answer.
I mean, the one thing I guess I will ask, and I'm happy to come, and whoever else wants, somehow I want to get this in a format that is much more digestible and easily understandable.
That would be wonderful.
Because we're sitting here with multiple pieces of paper, multiple spreadsheets, trying to put pieces of this puzzle together, and it should not be this way.
I agree with
This
you.
is taking up way too much all of our times. So we should be able to easily see, make the walk from year to year, plus year to date, and then where are we projecting, for next year.
It will be a different format next time around.
No, and I'm happy to, like I said, spend the time with whatever. If you just want to bounce it off of me, whatever you want to do. I'm not real shy, so, whatever. But that's, I think, the hardest part of this, of just trying to get it all to make sense. Because there's lines in here that on the budget, it's one line on the budget, but when I go to the revenue and expenditure report, it's 4 lines. So it's hard trying to, get it all to make sense.
Yep, I get it.
I'm appreciative of your time and effort.
Yeah, I
You're
know
welcome.
you've been throwing a lot in,
Yeah.
short amount of time, and it's a work in progress.
After 5
Absolutely.
months, I'm still drinking from the fire hydrant, but it's awesome. It's all good. It's all good. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you, Jay.
Okay.
Okay, animal?
The only thing I will pick apart on an animal is, we have a full-time bonus for part-time employees.
2 part-time employees.
Nobody asked you.
Well, I do have a couple questions.
Okay.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Yes, ma'am?
Okay, building maintenance.
Yes.
According to my notes, from our last meeting, we talked about changing that building maintenance to $10,000 to $12,000. and it looks like it stayed the same. It's the same 7,000.
I'm confident that we can do it in the 7,000
Okay,
with the supplies we have from previous years, how long they've lasted.
okay. If you're confident with
Yes.
that, I just want to make sure, because like I was looking at notes, I do see that we made sure we put the 300 in there for the vehicle maintenance, except for, it is on the wrong line. It is on maintenance, maintenance equipment, not maintenance vehicles. And that could, I mean, I don't know if they are interchangeable, but.
Easy taken care of.
As long as you're comfortable with it, Danielle,
I appreciate it.
I just want to make sure you get what
Yep.
you need.
Anything else for Ms. Danielle? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Seth, your budget's up next.
So this might take me just a couple of minutes to make sure, because when I got this on Friday, it didn't have your department in it. So I didn't get a chance to look it over from last one to what we got, so.
The only thing that changed is the full-time incentive from 200 to 500.
That is correct.
That's it.
Then I have no question.
Anything else for Mr. Seth?
Does anybody?
There was an other on the last packet for 800, and it's no longer in the new packet. Is that something we needed?
I believe it was,
Maybe we didn't
They
need?
renamed it.
I think that was the change that was made when you, it was one of those questions on other,
Okay.
and what was it?
the Christmas incentive.
That was,
Right, that,
Okay, okay. Yep. I just asked that, sorry.
Full-time incentive, sorry.
Was
I
there
called it
a
Christmas.
reason we changed that, or
Changed
changed the
to
verbiage?
other.
Yeah,
That is probably a question for somebody who's no longer here.
okay. Fair enough.
The other is pretty vague.
Yeah,
I'm glad that it was clarified.
just curious. Thank you, Seth.
Thanks, Seth.
Yes, I
Court is not here. I'll answer any questions I possibly can. Nothing's changed.
I had a question at the bottom of page 2. My number was blank.
Page 2 no, on court is blank.
Yep.
Okay.
It's on the printed one, if you want to come look, Jay. It's on the printed one that we have all these nice columns and lines, but it is not on this new one. So you have your total here. This whole bottom line is not in our budget at all.
This didn't print on the new one, is what you're saying.
Yeah, this whole bottom line, these numbers, the 290,000 is not there.
But it's in your spreadsheet, Jay.
Yeah. It was probably just the way it was printed.
So, Chief Hawkins, you're up.
Okay, so do we have that number?
It's 295,759.
295 what?
795.
I have the same piece of paper you do, so I was gonna look to someone who actually has something.
Can you say that again?
It's 295,759.
759 or 79?
759.
Chief, what'd you do?
Sir,
I mean, you know, this thing is a mess.
I'm sorry?
I'm just giving you a hard
Oh,
time.
okay.
I know it's gonna give you a heart attack, I just figured out, get that out of the way.
Well, I can tell Chief Coop does not listen to me. I told him to go before fire this week if he wanted any more money, so he did not listen.
Nine splicking.
All right.
Gotcha, the only thing I had on fire was,
You're,
I did have a question, and it's probably more of a J question, but our retirement went from 224,651 down to 50,000.
Yes.
in our.
I figured we
unemployment.
probably, we had a typo.
You'll see that in the police and the fire, and that's because I did not know about the millage that was passed in 2021. That collects money to pay for the police and fire retirement. I didn't realize that.
Okay. I figured that was a little typo glitch, and we were,
The calculation was originally correct, it's just the fact that I didn't know that we collected money from taxes that go straight into paying for property.
How does the unemployment right below it also went from 9,500 to 2,000?
I
Is
looked at what
that-
we did this year,
Perfect.
it was really low.
And does that same go for the workers' comp? It's changed just a smidge? Um, Obviously, that $1 million throws all our, it looks very different from one to the other.
Right.
So, looking at it, we're trying to,
Well, we talked about that the other night.
Yeah.
You know, I made the statement, the question that, are you gonna let me build a training facility? And I got some yeses, so we went for it.
and again, I just want to make sure that, you know, I noticed that ambulance was taken out of it.
I have reserved funds for that.
Perfect. Because I don't want to see them do this.
do we still get the money from the courts when people don't have their insurance?
We do.
Goes towards our,
Yep. The police department uses that to help
Yeah, the-
purchase their
goes
cars.
towards fire and police vehicles, yeah. Chief, you happy?
I am. I think we got a little bit more money for the guys out of the deal.
Guys, you happy?
I noticed we don't have it on, the cameras aren't on tonight, so no cell phone pictures are happening today.
All right,
Oh,
good job.
Good. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Next up is me, IT.
Give me a sec here.
what is that?
Because
IT somewhere?
trying to get to your notes. Because they're in a different format than the others, so.
Hey, real quick, can I, before you, Chief? Okay.
Just, oh, was it, you needed this one?
I just had a question about the Capitol on 970.
Can you grab, oh,
Capital, what's the number?
970?
What's the amount?
Oh, sorry, 1,016,500.
There's, the ambulance money was put in that, and the rest of it's it's a fire restricted fund that is supplementing the rest.
Okay, because it was 286,000
Yes.
last time. Okay, cool.
So the difference between the two is fire reserve restricted funds.
Okay.
can we, since we lost a couple people, take a 5-minute and go grab my jacket?
Yes, ma'am?
Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm cold. Normally I'm anticipating it being stupid hot in here.
It usually is. An hour into this thing. We didn't,
It's from the fire reserve. We get paid for like.
Chief, have you got a,
No, it's not.
thought about where to?
But you're right. That's why I'm saying it's like, I'm a public place. So the street launches through. Okay.
Well, I know, but if you get a shaky jar, tell me to lower it.
Just whatever came out of the still.
Okay.
Look, I left it twice as long this time, so she could get strong.
And I'm wondering if I got off of this also, so that's where I was.
Is that enough to do a station?
So with the station, we have to push to
Start there.
Page one and page two, start starting with 727. Yep.
So when you look at, and you can look at our academy real quick, so you can look at that,
You know, when you get 3,000 pages, things just kind of start.
station is, that all blended in ISO. Such a, we're not getting in there, ISO goes over 20. So this stream is over 600. But our ISO rating goes up, insurance rating on commercial buildings goes up, or less favorable businesses. So all this stuff works in their favor. They're trying to keep insurance rates low. Businesses coming in, they're cheaper. So I really like this way. Facing out all the building issues that have been in this area right here.
Okay, so you would pull in this way, pull straight in here, straight out. Talk about knocking it down. Is this big enough, or would you go that direction?
We only need
How's that work with the Balfour? Where's the Balfour building?
And, yes, James, there's a whole list. There's like, it's bigger than us. I don't know if it's state.
So if we did a ball fields out at Captain Johnson, it's just a matter of taking.
Again, I think it's, I don't know if it's a state thing or if it's a federal thing,
We're not doing this.
but I've asked. emergency.
Doing this shit.
No, it's a brand new.
It sounds
It's not in deep. But I have
I mean,
these little pieces.
I'm doing this.
You know what happens when you graduate from dad jokes? Granny dad jokes.
This.
It helps me.
What's that? Are you granddad yet? Yes, I am. You're 5 years old. He's already in kindergarten. No, not Caden. No, and so, my joke is that first of all, I married an older woman. She's 10 months older than me.
We'll go to IT.
And she was
Go ahead and get started so we can get out of here before 10 o'clock, hopefully. I know everything's gonna start turning into a blur. We're on IT budget.
The, first question I have is the salary on there,
Yes, ma'am?
the 110.
About
Did you already explain this?
$25,000 or $30,000 less than the other IT directors in this area. And it's less than what a tier 4 tech or tier 4 engineer would make. And that's what the work I'm doing now.
I think the question was.
No, was it on the budget last time? No, ma'am.
So I know we've entertained this in years past, and we've had a hard time finding someone. Do you feel that with this price, we're gonna be able to find somebody? I know we've struggled.
I had 2 other IT directors say me I could probably get someone at a tier 3, maybe tier 4 at that price. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Or someone looking for a second career.
If I can get someone looking for a second career, yes. But if they're up and coming with certifications and knowledge on switches, no. I had a contractor come in, they wanted $175 per user per month. So that comes out to about $130,000. And that would only do portion of what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I know you're doing it, and I know we have entertained this for quite some time. It's been years since we've had a designated IT person.
a couple of years, yeah, and he was in user support. He wasn't doing my side of it. He was doing the user support stuff. But I talked to, in talking with Roy, I hold a lot of knowledge. And if something happens to me, it would definitely put a pickle. Everyone would be in a pickle. Aaron does some of the work. Sergeant Rivas does some. Suzanne, Jacob Simmons, Captain Simmons. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people, but they're, mostly doing a lot of the application. They're just not doing the work that I am on site, the stuff. And we need someone in here to cover that.
Yeah, I mean, I did look, in this day and age, it's unacceptable we don't have an IT person for the city.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah, I know, I'm just saying, it's amazing we've gone, as long as we have, relying on you and the rest to do.
I just know we struggled finding someone for what we could offer.
Well,
We still may, I mean,
we still might not.
Between JB Hunt and Walmart and Tyson, and I mean, they're all going to pay top dollar for IT people.
Well, that's why someone looking for a second career with benefits. Because state benefits, while we may not be able to offer top dollar, but if there's somebody my age that's looking to get out of the corporate world, but benefits are important, that could be attractive.
And I have a question about this. It's just like little off topic, kind of on topic is, for me, trying to hire a service technician, trying to get to understand what somebody knows without seeing them do something is about impossible. When you go to IT, my password is I throw the thing. I am not the computer guy. I wish they'd stop spelling it. I know what it is. That's far as I got it, and that's, yes, another granddad joke. But how can we, I know we've had people in the past. One was a severe joke, one was kind of a joke. How can we attract somebody that's not a joke and be able to secure them? That's my whole focus of this is there any kind of a test? Is there any kind of, I know you're saying tier 4, that doesn't mean anything. I have no clue. As we do this, is there any way we can kind of secure the type of person that we're getting as we do that?
Yes, that's part of the interview process we go through. I have, I can pull a switch out and, okay, help me configure something, and I give them parameters.
Cool.
The last one couldn't even get into the switch, so it's like, okay, well.
So you kind of do it the same as I do, is you throw them in there with little greasy fingers and see how they did.
Yes, I utilize resources from the 2 larger cities that I'm friends with, Springdale and Fayetteville, right now to determine or to help pick someone out. If a qualified candidate, if they don't come within that price range, it will come back to council and say, I have someone, but it's at this price, not this price, and we'll revisit it at that point. But most cities, one person isn't enough. You're going to need more than one. You have 95 end users, and police are very needy with what in the equipment that they use. Well, in that sense, and it's no, because I am the LSO. You have to have certifications to be into their system because the ACIC system, constant testing. There's a background check. I get audited every year. Now the state is no longer helping with the audit, so I self-perform audit, and I submit to both the state and the FBI. So there's a lot of IT stuff that goes on just in helping police. Before I had, Lieutenant Pyle, who took care of a lot of that. He has since retired and went over to that side, so I'm having to try to train Sergeant Rivas. And he's doing an amazing job, but he is not quite where Lieutenant Pyle was. And being on call 24/7, 365, I think we're at a point that you need to get a tech, and eventually he's going to have to get a tech on his side just to deal with his secure system.
It's a step.
It helps.
Like I say, I think, I don't know if it's a big step, but it's a step. So my only question is on 973 on equipment. I know last time we had talked about 45,000.
That was
Yeah.
my question.
That was mine too.
The question, did we move that down to I see the capital went from 230 to 255.
Yes, sir.
Did we put it there as
We
opposed to?
put it there.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Because it was like 175 that would have been for the computer software. I thought we were putting another in 973. That's where I thought we were budgeting the other 23.
We put it all in just a one. It'll be considered capital versus software. It'll be a one-time purchase with no additional or subscription fees.
Okay.
That's all I got.
I think we're good on museum. I don't have any adjustments or notes from last time on museum. Did anybody else?
I think the biggest question on the museum is what to do with it.
Yeah.
That's just honest.
Yeah.
So parks,
Jimmy, come on up to the hot seat. Hey, at least you're smiling.
Jimmy, I did have one question for you. And it's, going splitting roll to roll. We had created a position as a street inspector. But we don't have that person in the street inspector anymore. We now have him in the Parks Department.
Yeah, I just moved him over to the park because we was needing an extra supervisor in the Parks Department with it, adding on the splash pads and everything.
So do we have an inspector back in the street department?
Not yet.
Okay. Just,
He's still gonna fill some of that role to help out in inspections in the street department also, so he's gonna be doing kind of multitasking on that.
When council hears a new position, are they fungible between departments? Like, can one department say, oh, we're just gonna move this over to this other department and we,
Street department, you cannot, that's special funds, you cannot. Now, parks can give to streets, but streets cannot give to parks. Or streets cannot give to any other, but any other department can give to streets.
why is it a one-way street there?
It's restricted funds.
Yeah.
So the money that comes in from the state, it's restricted, like court, and some of the fire stuff. So it's a restricted fund that can only be used one way.
That was the resolution in May, right, to fill that position? So are you still needing that position that you moved that person out of?
We're gonna try not to. With the cut, y'all was asking us to try to hold money, so that's what, that's the reason we're doing what we're doing.
I have a note. I gotta make sure I'm on the right line. We did adjust that. This is the utilities, which, on 934, it's the sports field. We made the adjustment on the machinery lease. Oh, sorry, the sports field. I have notes that we said that we were gonna change that to 35,000.
For maintenance,
Uh-huh. From our last meeting, I have a note here that's supposed to be 35,000.
I don't have that.
That was for utilities.
Huh?
I think it's utilities.
Yeah, I have utilities
No,
920.
utilities, I had a different. Okay, I'm just checking. I noticed the $7,000 change was correct.
Yeah, if starting at the top of that page at 861, it's still 7,500. We said we wanted to go to 70, we want to go to 5,000. So that still needs to be changed.
For travel and training?
Yep. That's what we had.
I didn't even have that.
That was the note from the last time.
I've got the same thing on both sheets. Last week and this week, 7,500.
That's what I'm saying, but we had talked, I made notes in red last time, we talked, take that one to 5,000. I've got a note on the building and maintenance, we said to take 1,000 out of the 5, 1,000 out of the building maintenance and equipment. And then I've got 3,000 out of the sports field. Well, I had the notes, we had to do that, let me say, that's the notes from the last time.
There's another department we did this to, and I can't remember.
I guess I didn't have those in my notes.
I remember talking about the training and traveling, but I didn't know, I didn't make notes of taking it.
Yeah, we were moving money around, I'm trying to think where we moved it
Yeah,
into,
I
but we
remember
were
you-
moving in, we were trying to,
yeah, it was
Save some.
utilities, I believe. We were trying to give them $10,000 more in utilities because we already used.
Yeah.
yeah, we're
that.
$5,600 over. We're already at 30, just shy of 31,000 now.
So,
So yeah, the 25 is not gonna be near enough.
the only two highlights I had, was the sports field and the machinery lease. And the machinery lease was changed, but I don't, like I said, I had a note that we were changing it. But
934?
934?
and then, yeah, I had a note on here that I had 35,000 next to it, so.
Lisa, I just don't have that same note. But that's me,
Yeah,
that's,
I mean, if you're good with 25, I mean,
that's where we want to try to stay at with the,
Yeah.
use splash pad and everything coming
Yeah.
in, so.
Well, I think you said that on the field maintenance that you were limiting like what you were spraying on
For
it.
right now with
and-
everything, see how this year
Yeah.
turned out, yes ma'am.
And I think that's why we kind of talked about upping
Moving it.
that. But again, if nobody else has it, if you're fine with 25, I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, let's try it, let's stay with 20.
Okay.
Any concerns, I guess, over, Mudtown Days, we budgeted last year 131, this year we spent 161. Any concerns there, because we're still budgeting 130?
I think that's all gonna depend on what kind of entertainment we get.
We'll know more.
It was also that we moved it to another day because we couldn't have it during Mudtown Day.
Oh,
Because of
the tractor pull.
part.
Yeah.
the tractor pull was sponsored.
Yeah, tractor pull
tractor
was
pull was
sponsored, but we also did some work, infrastructure work that hit that.
And the events committee is working to try to get some sponsors. Try to offset that so it's not coming out of our tax dollars.
Okay.
Roy, that year-to-date that you're looking at for Mudtown,
Yeah.
is that budget or what we actually spent?
We had budgeted 131, 104, we spent 160, 474.
Wait,
Because there,
this,
you tell me if I'm wrong, but there could have been some of that actual money came from A&P.
yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
So that would explain why there's
There's an overage on it.
Yeah.
We didn't take into account the A&P funds that were, and Jay is
which
still
that's all dried up
getting
now.
caught up to speed on
Well, no.
how the A&P and
It's
how
like
that works.
30,000.
No, we have 20, Karen, don't we have 2020?
You put that on Easter and stuff.
Yeah.
Last year, 26.
Yeah, this 2026.
For even Mudtown?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not nearly as much, because remember, we stepped down each time. But, it's. This was?
Yeah.
That's what I thought,
But then we had,
because we did 23, 24, 25.
okay. So the Easter hunt, that money's coming out of your, not out of A&P, sorry.
Nothing to be
Let's
sorry
get out
about,
there
we
and
just,
find a bunch of eggs.
we spent the money.
Goes quick. I think
It does go.
4 or 5 minutes, all the eggs are gone.
It just takes a few minutes to stuff those eggs.
Hey, we put down to under an hour or something.
I know, we're doing
As long as
good.
fire keeps showing up,
Yeah, fire department rocked it.
not so much the police department.
No, there's a little gig there and the mayor feels it.
Yeah,
I had to bring my kids in last time to help.
2 minutes, so there's only.
Yeah, so was my son. I just woke him up. We got it done now. It was a lot of fun.
I think so.
Okay,
I don't hear everybody else, but.
Chief Guth.
Hang on, let me get through all these papers here. Wait a minute,
Want to
I
skip planning?
I have planning.
I don't have anything in planning.
Oh,
Elemento?
I didn't think there were any changes.
hang on.
There's no changes therefore.
I guess that the only thing I had highlighted, and this is probably more of a J than a Karen, Okay,
So I've changed on quite a number of different.
okay. Okay, give me a sec. Okay.
Chief,
Hold on.
Oh, workers' compensation.
Jay, just to clarify, on the health, like the health insurance here, I know we circled it last time. Okay, so you did, okay, never mind, you adjusted, I'm sorry. I saw the 17 to the 29, thank you.
And the same for workers' comp as well? Okay.
Yep, I see it, thank you.
I do have a question, and again, this is gonna be a Jay question. From this one, last week's, under the 702, 2002 other, that's now full-time incentive.
Yep.
Under 2025, you have 11,000. On this new packet, you have 16,000. And then you have budgeted for 2026 in this packet, 29,740. But in this one, you have, this new one, you have 16.
You're talking about last year, this year.
Do you want to come up here, Jay?
Yep.
And, because I have them right next to each other, side by side. So, sorry, it's upside down. 11,000, 16,000, 29,740, 16,000.
Well,
Well,
we
there's
talked,
an increase from the
we talked
2 to the
about
5.
taking that.
To-
So
Okay.
that's what that is. This to
No,
this.
that went down. It should have gone up. If you're
Oh, it did.
going from,
1629. 1629, it did.
this is the old one.
Oh, that's the old.
This is the new one.
My note shows that we made a note to take it from 29 to 16.
But if you're,
Yeah, this is probably, he just probably put that in both fields.
but if you're adding up, does that add up correctly? Because it would
That's
be
the
the,
same as that.
no.
It's an error.
Because that would be the 5 for X amount of people, correct?
Right.
So that is an incorrect number.
That is correct.
And that is an
That
incorrect
should be
number.
11,
That should be 11.
because he didn't change anything from last year.
I didn't change anything from last year.
But, yeah, on this one,
So
I see what you're
that
saying.
should just be 11.
This
that should be 11.
11,000.
Now this should be a totally different number, which should be,
Yeah, what's the number? Do you have the number? Oh, yep,
16, oh. Okay, so it's just this one that's
Yes,
incorrect.
yeah, the old one.
The old.
Chief, all the stuff that you made the notes about, all of that is between line item 802 and 973?
Mm-hmm.
That's just explanation of what all that stuff is?
Yeah, that's the typical, the big purchases,
Right.
which usually is what I get questions on.
Chief,
Sir,
another $350?
I'm sorry?
Probably another $350 per man?
Yeah, that's,
Bless you.
that was, I think, you're talking about the salaries?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I told you I wasn't happy with how high they were and came back with more. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Excuse me, the line item 930 for the maintenance building stuff. I have it written down on here that we moved some numbers around from the miscellaneous department. It was gonna be 75, and it's at 15, so I was just curious.
Okay, say that again, Emily?
Emily, my note shows that we started at 75 and we moved it to 15.
Yeah, because we're already,
Yeah.
year-to-date, we're at 14,372 this year.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying we cut out on the miscellaneous, the 955. We took that number and divided it between the maintenance building and also the, let's see, public relations.
No, it's public relations.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have that we split money too.
yeah. And so what we had split was 7,500, and on this one it shows 15,000 on the new one.
Hang on, let me get
You've got,
Line 930.
Building maintenance, 75.
Yeah, I mean, I show the same as what we put in for the public relations.
Yeah,
which we took some of the
7,500.
money from miscellaneous for that, 5,000 of that, 2,600 left over. We said we're gonna go into building maintenance.
Mhm.
But I can't argue with where they're at 15,000, knowing.
No, I'm just-
We're already at 14,300 today. for the
Yeah,
year.
that's what I'm asking. I just making sure.
Yeah, your notes are the same as mine, I agree.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute.
But I think you did, you know, you did the right thing going on to 15, and just a little hope and pray that's enough.
Yeah.
Do we have volunteers?
We do.
All right, I show wages of $1,100. Like, what is that?
Well, volunteers auxiliary don't get a salary.
Right, then what's the $1,100 in wages?
Well, a lot of times they'll, the state law requires you to get something, and so we give them something. So like $1.
Okay.
I think part-time two gets what, 15 or 20 or $30?
Something, it's enough to cover the, I think, the law fees though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it covers it, right.
yeah.
Fair enough.
It's very nominal, but it has to have something.
Chief, I have a question on, it's the line right below your dispatchers. It has no name. It's on, this one it says $3.55. This one it says $3.70. It has wages of $8,250 here and wages of $8,600 here. It's not eligible for the 500, but you have medical and social security, no insurance but APRS, and then no total. You wanna look right?
It's between
Yeah.
Youngkin and Burgess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't,
And there was nothing for 2025. So this is a
I don't know
whole
what that
new
is.
thing in 2026, so
So it has to do something with dispatch? Because everyone else would be talking.
if it's APRS, then it has something to do with their retirement system.
but it has an hourly rate of $3.70 with wages of $8,600.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I'll get that information to you. I'm sure it has something to do with their retirement system.
Jay, did you catch that?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. We already talked unemployment, workers' comp.
I guess what changed, Chief, on the LOPFI credit from 242 last time to 434?
What credit is that? What line is that?
It's down at the very, just below step grant. Apologize, I didn't have the mic on.
What line was it?
LOP,
It's the lot fee.
LOPFI.
Lot fee credit, last time it was 242, this time it's a negative number, so I'm assuming it's,
It's the same, did we get a millage from personal property tax? So that was another one of the
Recalculations.
recalculations that Jay found from the previous administrator for that.
okay.
Let me get that. I'm just looking at your notes here, all the explanation.
Excuse me.
Thank you for this. This makes things so much easier.
Oh, you're welcome. Any questions?
I'm looking at something really quick.
Okay.
Roy, I'm gonna come to you, because I have a number written here on, fuel. I have it highlighted. Are we currently at 62? Is that why we kept it at 80?
On fuel.
That's correct, but,
Yeah, we're at 62 through the end of October.
yeah, but it doesn't reflect the accuracy of what that cost. I just I briefly touched on it last week. I spend $8,000 to $12,000 a month in fuel. So if you do the calculations, it might not have registered on the last report that we had on the expenses.
So wait.
Again, like I said last week, it's kind of a guessing game anyway. But
Is that because the billing is delayed?
yes, I would imagine so.
So.
Again, that's not my department, but it's not reflective of what's actually being spent.
If you're saying 12, we'll say 12 on the high.
12 on the high, 8 on the low.
Okay, so then that would be.
It's more the summer.
44, not 80 that it needs to be.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's 8 to 12, so some months you're gonna get 8, and some months you're gonna get 12, so it wouldn't be on the high end, but
Yeah.
that's why I said it's a guessing game anyway, but, because
It's also a guessing game with the price of fuel.
Yeah.
that's correct.
Side
We
question.
do have updated expenses for you. We have the packet ready.
But
We'll
you're
hand
saying
out at the
8
end.
to 12,
I've got,
even
if
if
this
we
is
did
correct,
8.
I've got through the end of October.
That's not enough to
Did
get
I
you
email that to
through
you
the
just
year.
recently?
Yeah, I touched on that last week. Like I said, it's a guessing game, but
Again, I
yes,
don't
if we did the same thing with the same
The fuel's 30
gallons,
days.
per price per
Fuel
gallon
cards are 30 days.
this year as we're gonna do next year, then yes, 80,000 would not
I mean,
would not cut it.
I would be willing to split it and say 10 per month
Yeah,
to do 120. I mean, like you say, you're gonna, the price and
yeah.
the,
It's one of those things, it is what it is, and, you know, if we go in the red, I'm just gonna have to come back and
Yeah.
ask for more. But there's
We
also
are-
a possibility that we could hit the 80,000, I just don't know.
We have about $250,000 we have to cut out of the budget at this point.
Yeah, Yeah, we got
So,
267.5.
267.5.
And then if we add this, then we're gonna have another,
Okay.
we'll add another 40 to that, so you'll have.
So it's
40
quite
also.
possible that we can do it with 80, but, you know, like I said, it's a guessing game.
Chief,
Just,
I have a crazy question that you cannot answer today.
Okay, let's go.
So I see that, like, the county has a fueling station, I see Silent Springs has their own fueling station. Is there anything out there that we could do to try to in-house and cut some retail costs out of our fueling?
Yes,
Does state police have their own filling station?
yes. I don't know the numbers today, but when I first was appointed chief, I looked into that, and there is a cost savings. But there's also a lot of regulation with
There's
having fuel on
expense-
site.
There's expense to it and there's cost savings to it, and that.
Yes, you'd
I'd
have to
love-
weigh that, yeah.
I love to sit down and spitball that and see if there's something that we could do.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that at all.
Uh,
And then we have our own fuel supply in case of an emergency.
You wanna grab some lunch one day? I'd love to see if we can figure that out.
Yes, absolutely.
Are the hourly wages that are shown on 2025, is that what y'all were making hourly in 2025? I'm assuming. Because my confusion is on some of them, on a lot of them, on the old 2025 budget. Like different ones will say like $34.66, but it says the hourly on the new budget is $39.27, and then we adjust it up to the $43.24. There's several of them on there. So I didn't know if those were the accurate.
We just did an
We did an
adjustment.
adjustment.
We did,
A mid-year adjustment.
adjustment.
as a-
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, that was what, March, April?
yeah.
That's right.
Probably when I was going for surgery. Yeah.
And was that across all departments?
No,
No.
Okay.
That was,
Just PD, wasn't it?
yeah.
PD and fire, PD, fire, and some parks guys. Anything else for Chief Kuth?
No, I think that's my only concern too, is just the fuel, I think.
Yeah,
the only thing.
I mean, we'll figure it out, I guess, when we get there. She said we have to, cut what,
267.5.
we're not done yet. Wait, streets is restricted.
Streets
right?
restricted, so we are done at that point.
Okay.
Who wants to speak for streets?
Not me.
Thanks, chief.
Jimmy, come on back to the hot seat. We were nice to you last time.
Huh?
I said, we were nice to you last time.
I didn't think we hadn't, we done much at all.
Give me 1 sec to get there here.
I was thinking I had like a stupid question on this one, but I don't see my notes. I don't know what I do with my notes.
All right.
Is it? Put it in here.
The things I have highlighted were the county turnback, state turnback, and city and sales tax, but that, Jay kind of touched on that on the other.
Yeah, if I look at them compared to year-to-date this year, they're all in line.
He also touched on the health insurance.
I guess the only question, one question that's probably more, maybe for Jay is, I know on checking interest, we moved it from $85,000 budget to 72 this year. but right now, year-to-date, we're already at 72.4, so.
I can answer that question for you. We're gonna have, two projects that are gonna be coming up that we're gonna have to provide the 20%, so we will be depleting some of those funds.
Jimmy, I do have a question. Bear with me here. And when I get there.
We'll start there.
Mr. Mayor, what, the budget of $110,000 for Bellevue Roundabout, is that our 20%?
No, it'll be about, we're closer to about 2.6 or 2.4 million. What was the number I gave you, Jay? We haven't officially got it from RDOT, but we did, were notified that the bid was accepted by Garrett Exit Construction, and RDOT will send us a bill, so we'll see that probably at our December meeting.
Okay.
I have a couple questions. First question is, and I apologize, Jimmy, because I didn't get to add your new notes in my sections here. This budget, okay, this budget says that the Alba Blossom widening is complete. And your notes say that, perfect. Then I have a Bellevue for the 225, 653. What was that Bellevue project? Because then we also have the roundabout that gets added in here as well.
You won't have to, you want me to answer? That's the city project for Biden and Bellevue out to match the city limit to Rogers.
Because like I said, I have the Bellevue for that price, and then I have Bellevue Street roundabout. So I just wanted to make sure.
Get the 110 for the roundabout, I don't think we know exactly at the time what our percentage was going to be.
No, we've been stashing cash in anticipation of this bill.
That 225 is the city project for trying to match.
Thank you. That was all the questions I had highlighted.
Any other questions for Jimmy? Thank you, sir.
So we need to give me that number again?
267.5.
267?
267.
5.
That doesn't account for what we gotta figure out with the court and the turnbacks on the court funds. So that number could be higher or hopefully less. We won't have to cut as much. We'll find out once we understand that act.
So, passing the budget have to by December meeting?
The resolution, or the state requires me to present the budget officially before December 1st. So you will see our attempt to get the 267 cut and a balance shown at the next budget, or the next council meeting. Jay will send out our changes as quickly as possible. Yes, sir.
I'd like to know if there's any suggestions from the council.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
You own a dartboard?
yeah, I mean, somebody's gonna get upset somewhere.
I love these meetings. I don't really want to have too many more.
Well, I know one of the easiest things we can do is we added $300 for our full-time benefit stuff. That's $30,000. And we also had,
For the fire is 9,600, the district for the police is 11,000. So we're up to $50,000, I mean,
yeah.
so far.
Well, I didn't say a damn thing about wages. I said a bonus. And so,
Well,
and so
hang on. Well,
I'm
I don't
trying
wanna
to
interrupt you.
make a point.
We don't do bonuses. The bonuses are illegal.
I
It's an
know, I
incentive.
know it's not,
Thank
so I'm talking in real world, and we can talk in legalese in a minute. But and you got me off point, I don't know what the other thing was, I was gonna say. Oh, and we had, 2 part-time people in the animal services that were receiving full-time benefits, the $500 in this. So there's another $1,000 right there.
Okay, so again, I'm not picking on anybody in particular. The one position that I feel that we don't have currently, that we could do away with temporarily, is the admin for administration. That's $52,000. I know we need it, but
That would be $73,000 if we added those full-time additional $300 per person.
how does the council feel about that admin?
Plus the roll-up, so.
I mean, I know we need it, but we don't currently have someone in that position. We're not hurting someone at
Well,
this exact point.
Yeah, I'll be a little devil that.
Well, I know you're hurting,
Well, I'm
but-
gonna be a devil's advocate, okay? You asked for stuff earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, so you, without that head, you can forget that ask. Am I safe to say? I mean, that's the things we've got to realize, the give and take here.
Yeah, I get that, but where else are we gonna cut from?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not gonna answer that in the next 5 minutes here, we're not gonna answer the next 30 minutes if we stayed here. I think one of the things of going through here, I mean, you know, looking at where we're tracking, where we think we're gonna track on, I mean, and it's probably going to come down to $3,000 here, $5,000 here, and adjusting accordingly across 20, 30 different spots of, okay, where do we think we can, you know, where we think we can save some money, that's what it's gonna take. It's not, I think that's the first pass that needs to be done here regardless, I think, is right-sizing some of the budgets where they're overstated, let's say, versus where we're tracking so far this year. Now, that said, as I look through the revenue and expenditure report you sent to me, there's probably half and half red numbers on here versus black numbers in year-to-date, which ones are over and under, so not sure where that's gonna net out. But it's gonna be a tedious process.
I do have a question on utilities at the very end. It has no employees, but has payroll and retirement and all that. Is that being covered by,
For what area, I'm sorry?
on utilities, STEP? That's being covered by street?
STEP is its own, and it has its own utilities, because there are 2 active fields that currently have utilities. As those systems go offline, those utilities, of course, will decrease.
Right, but it has no employees listed here.
No, sir, it does not.
But it has still payroll, retirement, all that stuff listed.
Well, there's no dollars there.
No, they're, okay. I see.
Previous years, there was an employee, that employee moved over into another department.
Okay, I got you. So they were there, but they're not there.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
There were actually 2 employees in that department at one point.
gotcha. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So Jay, if I look at it, I mean, just filtering the report you sent, and if I start just looking at different things, it's $100,000 or more over year to date. I mean, that's kind of how I'd approach, me personally, I'd approach it, just look, okay, where are we under budget, $100,000 or more year to date, and is that a fair line item to take a hard look at the budget next year and see if we can cut?
That being said, we'll go ahead and Aaron, you want to cut? We'll get the packets, kind of go from there.
The only thing I guess I would ask is, and I'll leave it to you guys as well. I mean, I really am curious to see where you do cut.
We'll make a list, so that way it's, you can
I
see
mean,
it.
but I'm cognizant of what I'm asking for of, the list could be lengthy of what I just said, $1,000 here and $5,000 here. That could be a lengthy list, so,
We do need that list.
yeah. But thank you, Jay. I know you put a lot of work into it, so thank you.
We'll go ahead and get you guys your